You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Like another wet one, folks. Get your umbrellas and your booties if you're going out. Possible thunderstorms over
Margaret?
2 hours. Cloudy tomorrow with a 50% chance.
Margaret?
Yes, Miss Alva?
Come here, please.
I'll be right there.
Now, it's important.
The dishes are all done. Do you need something?
It's getting late.
It's not that late, is it? We can play a game of cards if you like.
A storm is coming.
Is it?
Well, that's what they said on the radio. A very serious one.
The sky was clear this afternoon.
Nevertheless, I think you should be getting home.
Well, I'll just fix your cup of tea then.
I'd like to be in my bed.
So early?
Well, I'm feeling a bit tired.
Oh, as you wish. Do you have your shawl?
It doesn't do much good. Oh, awfully chilly this evening.
I'll raise the thermostat.
Ah, there's the rain. Oh, I hope the roof holds.
Why wouldn't it? You had it reshingled last year. Here we go. I'll turn the bed down for you. Now, take my hands up and out of your chair.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Margaret. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Oh, you do just fine. You'll be walking again soon. Have you been doing your exercises like Dr. Mays told you?
It's no use. These legs simply don't work anymore. Oh, Margaret, I'll never leave this house again.
Now you stop that. There's a big, wide world out there. Places to go and people to see.
The only way I'll see them is if they come here. And there's not much chance of that. Most everyone I know is passed on.
Surely not. You have a phone right next to the bed. Call some friends. Keep in touch.
It's been too long. I don't know if the numbers work anymore.
Of course they do. If they don't, talk to Miss Finch at the telephone exchange. She'll look them up for you. Now, wait right here. I'll get your pills and a nice cup of hot tea.
Hurry, Margaret, the rain. You'll never get home.
Oh, don't you worry about me, Miss Selva. I'll be back with your tray.
Oh, my. Such a terrible, terrible storm.
Miss Elva Keene, who lives alone on the outskirts of Linden Fleet in Maine. Her world has shrunk to the size of the small house she owns, and may never leave again. For some years, the pattern of Miss Keene's life has consisted of sitting in her wheelchair or lying in her feather bed, knitting, reading books, listening to the radio, eating modest portions of food, napping, taking her medication, and waiting. For exactly what? She's not sure. Perhaps for something different to happen. Something small but significant that will make all the difference. Miss Keene doesn't know it yet, but her time of waiting has just ended. For something different is about to happen, by way of an unexpected phone call in the middle of a stormy night. A telephone call routed directly through the Twilight Zone.
And now, The Twilight Zone and our story, Night Call, starring Mariette Hartley, with Stacy Keach as your narrator.
Oh, someone calling? At this hour? Oh. Hello? I'm sorry, I didn't hear. The thunder. Hello? Hello? Who is on the line, please? Oh, no one, apparently. How odd. Perhaps I was dreaming. Oh, for the love of... Hello? Hello? I can't hear you. If you wish to speak to me, please say something, or I'll hang up. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Just a moment, Margaret.
You're up early this morning.
Oh, what is the matter with this phone?
I'm trying to make a call.
No one's picking up at the switchboard.
Well, I imagine they're pretty busy this morning, what with the storm and all.
I suppose.
Phone company, Miss Finch speaking.
Ready for your tea?
Just a moment. Miss Finch, this is Elva Keene.
Yes, Miss Keene, can I help you?
Oh, I certainly hope so.
Oh, I'll do my best. What is the problem?
Last night, about 2 a.m., my telephone rang.
Oh?
I answered it, but no one spoke, and I didn't hear any receiver hanging up. Just silence.
Is that right?
Or rather, a crackling sound like wind and rain.
That would be electrical noise, a faulty line, most likely.
The same thing happened a few moments later.
Well, I'll tell you, Miss Keene, that storm last night about ruined our service. We've been flooded with complaints about fallen wires and bad connections. I'd say you're pretty lucky that your telephone is working at all.
Oh, you would you?
Yes, ma'am.
And would you say then that someone was trying to call me, but that the connection was washed out?
That's as good an explanation as any, Miss Keene.
But who would have tried to call me in the middle of the night?
I'm sorry. I wish I could be of more help, but the way things are right now,
Is it likely to happen again?
I really couldn't say. It might. Were you expecting a call?
Not at that hour.
It depends on what's causing it to happen, of course.
Could you find out?
If there's a breakdown somewhere, our crews will find it and repair it.
And what am I to do in the meantime?
If it does happen again, you just call me and I'll run a special check on it. Will you do that?
Well, if that's your only suggestion.
I'm afraid it is. I'll be here in any event. Well, goodbye, Miss Keene.
Goodbye.
All taken care of?
I'm not sure.
I'll start your tea, and then we'll move into the living room. Would you like that?
Margaret,
Yes, Miss Alva?
did you call me
When?
last night?
At 2 a.m? No, ma'am, not me.
Oh, I thought you might have tried to check on me because of the storm. But then I don't pay you for nights, do I?
More tea?
No, thank you.
Have you taken your pill?
Yes. Don't I always?
Never missed one yet.
The highlight of my morning.
The mail should be here by now. Shall I check the box?
Why don't you do that?
With multiple injuries in the 5-car pileup, so take caution while driving in these slick conditions. The storms are still very strong in the north and northeast, while the rest of the city, the severe storms seem to have passed over. Several areas were still without power last night due to fallen wires. Workmen restored electrical service shortly before dawn.
Here's your mail, Miss Elva.
Thank you.
Anything interesting?
An advertisement. Another advertisement. The light bill, the telephone bill, of course. No personal letters.
You heard from your sister a few days ago, didn't you?
Oh, that was weeks ago, Margaret. 3 weeks and 2 days, to be exact.
Has it been that long?
Yes, that long. Nobody cares whether I live or die.
Oh, sure they do, Miss Elva.
You don't understand.
Don't I?
You can't. You have no idea what it's like to be alone.
But you're not alone. I come by during the day.
Yes, you do. And for that I thank you. But it's been so long since I've had a real visitor. I mean, someone who came of their own accord.
Oh, now don't talk like that. You're going to get yourself into a mood. I'm sure lots of people are thinking about you this very moment.
Who?
You'll hear from someone any time now. Just be patient a while longer. Wouldn't you like to work on your knitting?
All right.
Can I get you anything else?
Not just now.
Well, start thinking about what you want to eat tonight. I'll make a list and go to the store later. For now, I better get the dishes washed.
Hello? Hello? Margaret?
Yes?
Come here, quickly.
Was that the phone? See, someone's calling you now.
Take the receiver.
What for?
I want you to listen.
If you like.
Well?
There's no one on the line, Miss Elva.
Just listen. See if you can hear whether anyone's there.
There's nothing.
But you heard it ring, didn't you?
Yes.
Tell me if someone hangs up.
Not a thing. The line's dead.
Wait.
What's the matter?
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I'll call Miss Finch and have them check on it.
You really think that's necessary?
Yes, I think it's necessary. Am I to suffer calls like that at all hours of the day and night?
Calls like what? There was no call.
Then why did it ring?
It was a mistake, that's all.
How could it be a mistake? Someone must have dialed my number.
Not if it's a malfunction. Something's wrong with the equipment. I'm sure they'll... What are you doing?
Reporting it.
Phone company, Miss Finch speaking.
Hello, Miss Finch. I thought you should know. I've received another one of those calls.
There we go. I peeled you an apple. And here are 2 of your favourite cookies to go with your tea. Can you think of anything else?
No, I'm sure that will do.
All comfy?
Perhaps one more pillow.
Certainly. Here you are.
Thank you, Margaret. You go to so much trouble.
It's no trouble at all.
I wish you could understand how degrading it is for me to ask for help. I've always been able to take care of myself.
Oh, now. We get along just fine, you and me. We're friends.
I don't have friends anymore.
Don't be silly. You have more friends out there than you realize.
Oh, I wish that were true.
You'll see. You'll hear from them. Meanwhile, don't fret about those phone calls. Don't give them another thought.
I'll try not to.
It was the storm, I'm sure of it.
Perhaps you're right.
Whatever the trouble was, the repairman have fixed it by now. But just to be sure, why don't you keep the receiver off the hook and then you won't be bothered?
Oh, that's a good suggestion.
You know, I have an extra television set, a portable. I could bring it over if you like.
No need. There's hardly any reception out here.
There is if you put up an antenna or connect with the cable system.
That costs money. Besides, there's nothing I care to see.
Suit yourself. But if you change your mind, let me know.
You should be getting home.
It is getting late. Let's see. You have your pills, your knitting. Would you like a book?
I'll be going right to sleep.
Good night then, Miss Keene. See you in the morning.
Yes, in the morning. Oh, Margaret, there it is again. What should I do? Nothing. Just as I thought. I won't speak. I'll hang it up and then leave it off the hook. Yes? Who's there? Who is it? Hello? What is making this sound? Is anybody there? Anybody at all? Who is on the line? Who is it? Who? Hello? What is that? Please, please leave me alone. No. Please. No.
Here we are, your favorite spot in the living room.
Not today, please.
Well, where then, Miss Elva?
Away from the window.
If you're going to knit, you'll need the light.
I don't care to knit just now.
Very well.
And close the curtains.
Close them? I just opened them.
That's the way I want it.
But look what a lovely day it is. With the curtains drawn, there'll be hardly enough light for anything.
Please do as I say, Margaret. I'm not feeling well.
Why? What's wrong?
My nerves. I hardly slept last night.
You didn't?
Not a wink.
Why on earth? What happened?
Do I have to tell you?
No, not the telephone.
Yes, at all hours, over and over again.
You're sure?
Indeed, I am. The sound is so loud in this house, it hurts my ears.
Well, we can't have that.
And this time, he spoke to me.
He didn't.
Margaret, I simply can't bear it.
Shush, dear, don't you worry. We'll do something about that right now. Call Miss Finch and clear it up.
She won't listen.
Of course she will.
She doesn't take me at all seriously.
Well then, I'll have a word with her. We can't have you going without your sleep.
Operator?
Is that Miss Finch?
It is.
This is Margaret Phillips, Miss Keene's private nurse.
Oh, yes, how are you?
I'm fine, but Miss Keene isn't doing so well.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Why haven't you fixed her line yet?
I've told her we'll repair it as soon as...
It's gone beyond that. Now someone is speaking to her. She can't sleep at all. If Miss Keene's health should be disturbed any further, the phone company will be held responsible.
Now, just a minute.
Give me the phone.
Here she is now. She'll tell you herself.
Miss Finch.
Yes, Miss Keene.
There's a voice on the phone.
A voice?
It says one word over and over. Hello. It doesn't sound normal. It sounds distorted.
Are you sure it's a voice?
What else could it be?
Well, static on the line sometimes.
It was someone, I tell you, the same someone who kept listening to me say hello over and over again without answering back. The same one who made those horrible noises.
What kind of noise?
I don't know. That's why I'm calling you. It must stop immediately.
A voice, you say? Was it a man or a woman?
I couldn't be sure.
So you have no idea?
I tell you, there is no way of knowing. It could be either.
And you're positive it wasn't someone on your party line?
Oh, don't you think I know the people on my party line?
Of course, Miss Keene, of course. Well, I'll have a man come out as soon as possible. The crews are still pretty busy, what with the damaged lines and all from the storm, but I'll tell them to put a rush on it.
And what am I to do if this person calls again?
Hang up, Miss Keene.
But whoever it is will only call back. And then I have to answer to stop the ringing.
That's my best advice. It's either that or disconnect the line.
No, you can't do that. What if there were an emergency? I have no way to call out.
That's true. Then there isn't much choice. I suggest you talk to them. Try to find out more. Get a name if you can. Do that and we'll have something to go on. We'll take immediate action, I promise you.
But I don't wish to speak to them at all.
Then I'm afraid there's nothing we can do.
So you won't help me?
We can't. It could be absolutely anyone. There's no way to know.
I see. Then, good day to you.
What did she say?
Not a word of help. It's obvious she doesn't believe me.
Oh, I'm sure that's not true.
As far as she's concerned, I'm just a nervous old biddy falling prey to my imagination.
But she didn't actually say...
Well, she'll find out differently. You all will, if it's not too late by then.
Such talk. You're letting yourself get way too upset. Why don't we have some breakfast? Would you like that?
No, I'm not hungry.
In a while, then. We'll both have something. I'll leave the curtains drawn so you can catch up on your rest. Would you like a pillow for your back?
Make sure they're completely drawn.
But it's so dark in here.
I can't afford the risk.
What do you mean?
But if someone's out there, he could be watching.
Watching what?
Me. Oh, nothing tastes right today, not even tea. It's not your fault. I'm feeling so out of sorts. Margaret? Margaret? That's all right. Stay where you are. You're entitled to a nap, too. There. That will stop it. I won't put it to my ear. I won't. But if I don't take the call, I'll never know who it is. Oh. All right, I'll leave it on the hook. And the next time it rings, I'll force myself to speak to them and find out what they're up to. Oh. Hello?
Hello.
Who is this? Who's calling, please?
Hello.
Who's calling? I've had quite enough. Stop this at once.
Hello.
Why do you keep saying that? Can't you hear me? Please.
Hello. Hello.
Margaret! Margaret! Margaret!
Yes? Oh, Miss Alva. I was just resting my eyes. Is everything all right?
No, it is not.
Then what?
The telephone.
Oh. Did it ring? I thought I heard something.
It's a man. I'm sure of it.
How do you know?
Because he just called again. I heard the tone of his voice. It was deep and hoarse. Like there was something wrong with him.
What did he want?
I don't know.
Then how?
He just keeps saying hello. Over and over. That's all he says. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Now you've got to stop this, Miss Keene.
I've got to stop. I'm not the one who...
You're working yourself into a state over...
Over nothing?
I didn't say that.
You didn't have to. You were going to say it.
Now, Miss Keene, I was not. I think I'd better put you back in your bed so you can...
I don't want to be put in my bed. I want to know who this terrible man is who keeps calling.
What did Miss Finch tell you? She told you it was probably a bad connection, didn't she? The telephone wires are still wet from the rain.
It was not the connection. It's a man.
I'm not arguing, Miss Keene, but if he keeps on saying hello...
That's all he says.
Then obviously he can't hear you. And that would be because of a bad connection. Doesn't that make sense?
No. He heard me. I know he heard me. He paused each time and waited for me to speak. I don't know what he wants.
Then why don't you hang up on him, Miss Alva? You don't have to listen, just hang up. Is that so hard to do?
No, I've tried that. But the voice... Hello, over and over. Hello, hello, hello.
Then do this. Take it off the hook. There. Now he can't call you, right?
Nobody can call me.
Leave it that way just for the time being, until all this funny business is over. It will be the same on the extension. And then if you decide to make a call, all you have to do is hold down the arm for a second. Isn't that right, Miss Keene? Miss Keene?
But why is he calling me? Why would he? Can you tell me that? Why? He wants something from me, but I can't imagine what it is. Oh, I can't bear that sound. Try putting a pillow over it. There. No.
Hello.
Hello?
Where are you?
What?
I want to talk to you.
No.
Where are you? I want to talk to you.
Please.
Where are you? I want to talk to you.
No, I beg of you.
Where are you? I want to talk to you.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Phone company.
Miss Finch, the problem is getting worse.
Oh, hello, Miss Keene.
I tell you I won't have it.
Have you tried leaving it off the hook?
No, it doesn't do any good. He just waits for me to hang up so he can call back. I left the receiver off last night, but I can't do it anymore. Even when I bury it under a pillow, the noise keeps me awake. I haven't had any sleep in 24 hours.
Then perhaps, Miss Keene, we should disconnect it after all.
No, I am an invalid, Miss Finch. I must have telephone service in case of emergency.
I'm sure you must.
Now, I want the line checked. Do you hear? This terrible thing must stop right away.
All right, Miss Keene, I'll put a man on it right away, and this time we'll get to the bottom of it.
Swear to it.
I give you my word.
Oh, good. Thank you. You don't know what this means to me.
I'll call you as soon as we find out the problem.
You'll see to it, no matter what it takes.
Of course. First thing, we'll give you an answer before noon.
Thank you.
Don't you worry now.
Oh, bless you.
That's what we're here for.
Your play.
What?
Pick up your cards, Miss Elva. This is what we need, you'll see. A nice game of canasta.
Oh, yes.
Now, it's your play.
What is the matter with that girl?
Hmm?
She promised faithfully that a man would check on it today. The afternoon is almost over and no one's been by.
Maybe he doesn't have to come by, Miss Elva.
Why wouldn't he?
If the problem is somewhere else, with one of the telephone poles, for example.
Well, I suppose that could be true, but she promised she'd let me know.
Look at your cards. Did you get a good hand this time?
Oh,
That'll be her, don't you think? Want me to answer it?
yes, if you would.
Hello? No, this is Margaret Phillips. Would you like to speak with her?
Who is it?
Just a moment. You see, it's Miss Finch. Now everything will be fine.
Oh, yes?
About those calls you say you've been receiving, Miss Keene.
Say I've been receiving. Why don't you believe?
We sent a man out to trace them. I have his report here.
And?
He says he followed your line through all its connections. He found the problem.
Well, what is it?
A fallen wire on the edge of town.
Fallen wire?
Yes, Miss Keene. The weather blew it free of the pole.
I don't understand.
One end was on the ground, so no signal at all was getting through.
Are you telling me that there were no calls?
I'm sorry, but there's no way anyone could have called from that location, Miss Keene.
I tell you, a man called me. There must be a phone there. There must be some way for him to call me.
Miss Keene, the wire is lying on the ground, unattached. Tomorrow our crew will put it back up and you won't have any further trouble.
There must be a way that someone got through.
But there is no one out there. No one at all.
Out where?
Miss Keene, it's the cemetery.
Oh.
Miss Keene, are you there?
What is it, Miss Elva?
Miss Keene? Miss Keene?
Why have you dropped the phone? Will you tell me what's wrong? Miss Keene, for heaven's sake, what is it? Here we are. Valley View Cemetery. Are you sure you want to get out of the car?
Yes.
I wish you'd tell me why you decided to come all this way. Miss Keene, this isn't good for you. If you hadn't made such a to-do about it, I'd never have taken you in the first place. Why won't you answer? What can there possibly be out here for you to see?
Get my chair from the back seat, please.
Very well, have it your way. Careful. Now. Up and out. Here's a blanket for your legs. Though I can't imagine why you'd want to. Miss Elva? What are you looking at?
Over there,
You mean inside the grounds?
on the other side of the gate.
All right. We'll have to steer clear of the power lines, though. Well, there's a loose telephone wire hanging down. Can't see where it touches the ground. Where are we going?
The first row on the left. About halfway down, as I recall.
That's where the wire ends.
I knew it.
Here?
Here.
And we better not go any closer. It's fallen directly onto a grave. Right by an old headstone. What's the name? Brian Douglas. And the date of birth and death? More than 50 years ago. Oh, the poor young man. Only 27.
I knew it.
Miss Alva.
It's him.
Who?
It's him. Brian. Oh, Brian.
You knew him?
Brian, my fiancé. He died a week before we were to be married.
Oh, Miss Alva, I didn't know.
We were in a car together. I insisted on driving. I was always insisting on things, telling him what I wanted, dominating him in my way, and he always did what I said, always. I lost control of the car, steered it right into a tree. Brian went through the windshield. He was cut to pieces. I was left crippled, and now he's trying to reach me, I'm sure of it. Don't you see? He's trying to reach me. So many years out here alone, in the sun, in the wind, in the rain. And now, at last, I can talk to him. I won't be lonely anymore.
Would you like more covers on the bed?
No, Margaret, I'm perfectly fine.
I can plump up your pillows for you.
That's not necessary.
I can't leave you like this.
I'll be all right. Good night.
But
Good night, Margaret.
you call me if you need me now.
I will.
I'll be home all night.
Yes, Margaret. Good night.
You sleep well.
Now then, you may call me any time at all. I'm waiting. Oh, this is ridiculous. Now that I want you to call. Brian? Brian? Are you there? Can you hear me? It's Elva. Elva! Oh, Brian. Brian, my dear. Brian, where are you? Where are you, Brian? Can't you hear me at all? Brian! Are you there, Brian? If you are, please speak. It's Elva. Elva! You can speak to me now. I didn't know it was you. I thought... Brian, please, I know you're there. It's Elva. Talk to me, Brian, please. I beg you.
You said leave you alone.
No, but I didn't mean...
I always do what you say.
Oh, God, but I didn't mean... Brian, I didn't mean that. Not this time. I didn't understand. I only meant... Oh, Brian. Brian, speak to me. No, Brian, don't go. Don't leave me here. I didn't know it was you. I didn't understand. I tell you, there were so many things I didn't understand. I didn't mean to say. Brian, please. Please. Oh, please. No. Oh.
According to the Bible, God created heaven and earth. But it is every man's prerogative and every woman's to create their own particular and private hell. Case in point, Miss Elba Keene, who in every sense has made her own bed, and now must lie in it. Sadder but wiser, by dint of a rather painful lesson in responsibility, transmitted from the Twilight Zone. You're traveling through another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind, a journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. That's the signpost up ahead. Your next stop, the Twilight Zone.
Front desk? This is room 14, yeah. Jackie Rhodes. Listen, I was just wondering... What? No, I already paid you for the week. Sure I did. Didn't I? Well, I thought I did. No problem. I'll drop it off downstairs first thing in the morning. That's right. Cash, same as always. Yeah. You know I always pay my rent. One thing about me, I ain't no welcher. I got a big payday coming tonight. Anyway, the reason I called... Can I ask you a question? No, that ain't it. I know you don't do room service. I was just wondering, is my phone working okay? Uh-huh. Well, the reason I ask is I'm expecting a call. A real important call, and... You sure? Not a one, huh? No, I ain't been out of the room. See, I've been waiting right here for this very important call, and... You would have put it through to me, wouldn't you? Sure. Okay. Oh, one more thing. Am I ever going to get my air conditioner fixed? Well, when the super shows up tomorrow, ask him again. Leave him a note or something. It must be 100 degrees in here. Yeah. Thanks. Come on, George. Come on. You said you was going to call. Oh, what a night. Can't even go out for a cup of coffee. Yeah. Oh, hi, George. Fine. You too? Nothing much. Yeah, well, I've been sitting here waiting. That's right. Expecting a call. From you, of course. Yeah, George. Yeah, sure is a hot night, ain't it? Uh-huh, George. George, I was just wondering what kind of job you had in mind tonight. Well, now, look, I've been sitting here 3-4 hours, and if you want to know the truth, I've been roasting to death and like to go out of my mind. All I'm asking you is... George, hey, whoa, will you listen to me? Will you listen? I'm not trying to cop out. I am definitely not trying to cop out, all right? I just wanted to know what kind of... Well, because I got a tendency towards nerves, George. Well, you can sit in a hotel room only so long, and it's such a hot night. George, I ain't complaining. Whatever the job is, I'm up for it. Sure. You got a number one boy here is what you got. You know that. And I'm going to do the job for sure. George? Must have got cut off. Oh. Man, oh man, I better be ready. Comb my hair and everything. Oh. Looking pretty good in the mirror there, Jackie boy. Yeah. Real sharp.
This is Mr. Jackie Rhodes, age 34. If there were a who's who for nickel-and-dime crooks, con-men, and small-time grifters, his chronology would state the following. Simply that he was born in New York City, went to a boys' reformatory at age 11, followed by a state penal institute at age 19. He has been picked up along with the usual suspects on every count from petty larceny to extortion to assault with a deadly weapon. And where some men leave the mark of their lives only as a brief record of a fragmentary existence on earth, this man leaves a blot, a dirty, discolored blemish, to document a cheap and undistinguished sojourn amongst his betters. What you're about to witness in this room, and particularly in the chipped and dusty mirror above the dresser, is a strange kind of mortal combat between a man and himself. For in just a moment, Mr. Jackie Rhodes, whose entire life has been given over to fighting adversaries of one sort or another, will meet his most formidable opponent to date, his own reflection, as seen in the mirror of a cheap Skid Row hotel room that just happens to be located in the Twilight Zone.
And now, The Twilight Zone and our story, A Nervous Man in a $4 Room, starring Adam Baldwin with Stacy Keach as your narrator.
Yeah. Yeah. How are you, George?
In the pink. And how are you, Jackie?
I'm all right. I'm all right, George. I've just been kind of nervous about the action tonight. You know, I was wondering what you had in mind.
What a gorgeous place you got, Jackie.
Yeah. $4 a night, you can't go wrong.
No, you can't go wrong. But you can get roasted to death in the heat or poisoned by small creatures. You ever see any cockroaches in here?
Nah. Me and the roaches, we got an understanding.
That's good. How about rats? You have to set traps?
No rats.
That's good. Real good. Personally, I hate rats. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. Say, listen, George, what about tonight? What's the job, anyway?
Does it make any difference?
Difference? No, don't make a difference. I was just wondering. Just wondering what you had in mind.
What would you like to do, Jackie? What's your heart's desire?
Are you kidding me, George? You're pulling my leg, ain't you?
No, I asked you a question. Simple as that.
Well, if it was up to me, I'd like something with some decent odds for a change.
What's that?
Well, it's just that I'm all the time getting the hard stuff, George. Last 2 times I almost got picked up waiting out front in the car. Remember the heist?
I remember.
That stuff ain't for me, George.
No?
Because if they pick me up one more time, that's 3 strikes and out. I'm long gone and for good. Oh, it's so hot in here, George. Ain't it? Ain't it hot?
Anybody ever tell you what you look like?
How do you mean?
No? Well, I'll tell you. Like a man trying to catch a subway at 5 o'clock at night. You always look like somebody squeezing you through a door just before the train pulls out.
Let me go.
What do you do to sleep at night, Jackie? Curl up in a locked closet?
Well, now look, George, I ain't knocking you. I don't know why you all the time gotta knock me. All I want from you is...
Yeah?
All right. What's the job I gotta do?
Well, I'll tell you what, Jackie. Tonight I'm gonna let you be a man. I'm gonna let you show some muscles for a change. No shakedowns, no deliveries to a fence, nothing little. Tonight, Jackie, you're getting up in the world. So I got a little present for you.
Whoa. What's that?
What do you think it is? 22 special.
I don't want it.
Oh, careful, it's loaded.
What do I need a gun for?
Well, I'll tell you. Old man runs a little bar on 38th Street, between Lexington and 6th. Feisty old bum, always giving us trouble. Don't like to pay off for the jukebox we got him. Don't like to pay off for the protection. We lecture him all the time and he spits in our eye. How do you like that for gratitude? Well, you don't keep this kind of stuff a secret for long. Lots of people hear about it. We go to another place and we say, "Here you are, pal, here's your bill for the jukebox." And you know what, Jackie? They want to spit in our eye, too. They hear there's an old gleep on 38th Street who don't pay, so why should they pay? Till tomorrow morning, when they find the old gleep sprawled out over his bar. And you know what? Everybody else falls in line real quick like. Now that's simple, ain't it, Jackie? Even you can understand that.
Kill him? You want me to kill him?
You're the one, Jackie. I just stopped by to tell you. And give you your present.
George, I can get set up just for carrying that thing. You ever heard of the Sullivan Act? George, take it with you, please. This one ain't for me.
Jackie, you're in hock to me all the way up to your collar buttons. So don't tell me what's for you and what isn't.
But I ain't never done anything like this before.
There's always a first time.
No, George, no. I'm strictly for breaking and entering. I'm nickel and dime. You put me in an alley and I'll do a mug job, but I gotta do it from behind. George, I got no guts. That's me, understand? You know that. I simply got no guts. Why don't you get somebody else? Get a couple of torpedoes.
That's why I need you, Jackie. Because my old barkeep knows every torpedo I got on the line. He wouldn't let him in the front door. You, he don't know. So you're the one.
But George, you know me. I'm a gutless wonder.
Tonight you gotta get guts, Jackie. I don't care where from. Look under the bed or go buy some. Or get 'em on the corner. But you find him and you do the job. The bar closes at 2. You beat her when he's about to lock up, and then you do it.
George!
I'll be back here at 2:30. If I find out that you welched on me, that you chickened out, you are dead.
Please, George, please. Thanks a lot, George. Thanks a lot. Oh, never used a gun before. Never. What are you looking at in the mirror? Yeah, you, Jackie Rhodes. Some tough guy, huh? Look at you. So what's the beef? What's the big deal? All you have to do is go out there and get rid of an old guy, some dopey old guy, probably 90 years old, probably 100 years old. That's all, some old gleep. That's what George called him, a gleep. And you can't even do the job. Well, I wish I could trade you in. Yeah, another model. Because this one's all dented and rusted out and don't work right no more. And it's scared. It's all the time scared. Why? Huh? Why are you so scared? Man, it all comes down to this. Took you a long time to get here. Real long. How many nights in the tank? How many months in stir? How many hours in cheap, dirty hotel rooms like this one? $4 a night to roast to death. Oh, what a way. What a long, miserable way. And for what? What do I got to show? A $4 hotel room and lots of security. Oh yeah, just like a floating crap game. Look at you in the mirror. Yeah, you look at yourself for once in your life. Sweating like a pig, biting your nails. And those eyes, those beady, scared little eyes. George better stick with apples and oranges. He better start squeezing cantaloupes for a living, because he ain't no judge of people. Not this one. Jackie Rhodes, the big-time killer. Killer Rhodes. Well, I know you, Jackie Rhodes, and you ain't no killer. You're a softy is what you are, a great big soft bowl of oatmeal. You got no bones in your body. When the good Lord passed out spines, you must have gone for a beer and missed out. Oh, I wish I could trade you in on a new model. I swear to heaven, I wish I could trade you in right now. No matches. Great. A cigarette and no more matches. That is me all over. That's my little Jackie, halfway. Always halfway. Story of my life. A left-handed guy in the cafeteria line, a one-armed paper hanger, an icebox salesman at the North Pole. Need a match? Huh? Go on. Light yours off mine if you want. Who are you? Well, who do you think? The name's Rhodes. Pleased to meet you, Jackie. What do you say? Oh! Take it easy, Jackie. Come on back over here. Let's you and me have a talk. Yeah. Oh, you and me, we'll have a talk. Real heart to heart. Me in the mirror. We'll have a big, long talk, just the two of us. The two of us. So this is the way it happens, huh? I've had it. All my marbles gone. Finally. This is the way, right? Right here in this room. No, that's not the way it happens. You're all right. Pinch yourself. You didn't flip out. You're rational. You're sane. No, you got a different kind of problem, Jackie, my man. Very different. I'd say we've got different kinds of problems. And you're telling me that you're... I happen to be you, Jack, and you happen to be me. Say that again? Nice arrangement. Keeps it simple, don't you think? Let me get this straight. You're me, and I'm you? Oh man, this is crazy. Really crazy. This is nuts. Look at it this way, Jackie. I'm part of you. Another part. An alter ego, that sort of thing. You get the drift? I'm the Jackie Rhodes who might have been. Oh, come on. I think you would have been called John Rhodes. A long time ago, Jackie, a very long time ago, you were up for grabs, you might say. You could have gone one way or the other. You could have turned out my way or your way. Take your pick. Well, you did. And it turned out your way. Your way, Jackie. This way. You understand what that means? No. No, I don't understand. What do you mean, my way? Your way's cheap, weak, scared, half vulture and all mouse. That's what you are, Jackie. So knock me. Go ahead and knock me. I'm this and I'm that. So what? Whatever I am, buddy, I got flesh, I got bones, and I breathe. And in just a couple hours from now, I'm going to put the finger on somebody and I'm going to cash in. So what do you do for a living? Haunt people in mirrors? Can you pull a heist? Can you kiss a dame? Can you count a roll? Can you cash your chips? Oh, listen to me. Listen to me having a big argument with a piece of glass. Well, listen, glass, I'm leaving. I'm pulling out. I've had it with you. I'm a mouse, huh? Well, you're nothing. Imagination, that's all you are. You're a big fat dream is all. Forget it, will ya? I gotta get ready now. Wash my face. Whoa, some dream. I must have been asleep for a minute. Jackie. Whoa, what are you doing in here? How can you be in this mirror too? Go ahead, Jackie. Finish washing up. It's a big night. You leave me be. I know what I'm doing. You ain't even real. Stay calm. Get away. I'll shoot you if I have to. I mean it. Then where'll you be? In a million pieces, that's where. You can't kill me, Jackie. Because I'm not out here. I'm in you. No matter where you go, I'll be right there. In a store window, in a shiny car, the water in the gutter, I'll be there. I'll always be there. You get away! You get away from me! Oh, don't fold up on me now, just between you and me, old friend. There's a lot that's got to get settled tonight. A whole lot. That's right, Jackie. You got a big night ahead of you. We both do. What time is it, Jackie? Leave me alone. I thought you were going someplace. Yeah, I'm going someplace. What's it to you? What's it to me? Everything. It's everything to me. Whatever you do is everything to me. Get it? Yeah, I get it. I get it. Your watch stopped, Jackie? What? Check the clock by the bed. It's getting late. Later than you think. Get off my case, will you? Oh, this is rich. Nutso, that's what it is. Really wild. I'm talking to myself in the mirror and I'm hearing answers. I'm really off my rocker. I must be... Of course you're talking to yourself. That's what I am. A part of yourself. A part deep down inside that never came out before, so you couldn't see it. You never let it come out. Never let me come out. But there were moments, weren't there? Remember? What are you yapping about? Moments. When I still had a chance. Do you remember any of the moments, Jackie? The first one, for example. The very first moment. The first decision. What moment? What decision? We were 8 years old. I was never 8 years old. Oh, yes, you were. We were. If I can remember it, you can. In grade school. The teacher, Miss Sanders.
Remember how nice she was? Always had a smile, and she wore a little locket around her neck. It was the class picnic. She was walking along in the park, pointing out the birds and the trees. We never knew there were so many different kinds of trees.
Nobody ever took me to the park before.
And the clasp on the locket broke, and she took the gold chain off and put it away. And a couple of the boys dared you to steal it. You didn't want to, but you did steal it. Right out of her purse when she wasn't looking. Why, Jackie? Why did you do it?
I didn't want to steal it, okay? But they dared me. What was I going to do? I had to. I was a crummy little runt, and they dared me, said I was chicken.
And then, when was it? A year later? They dared you again?
Yeah, they wouldn't leave me alone.
They dared you to go with them and break into a grocery store. What did you steal in the store?
I don't know. Something, anything, it doesn't matter.
But you remember the dare.
Of course I remember the dare.
But you don't even know what you took.
Look, wise guy, whoever you are, whatever you are, if you know so much, how come you don't know the most important thing?
The important thing? And what's that?
I already told you I was a runt, you dummy. I was a pasty-faced, skinny little nobody, and when you want to be in a street gang, you gotta go along with them, whatever they say. You back off, they give you the business. They call you chicken, yella. They know you don't got what it takes.
So you went along, Jackie, and you made me go along too. And you got caught. Not the other boys, you. And you spent 11 months in a reformatory. What did you prove for all that trouble?
Oh, what do you care? Tell me why you're saying all this to me, or shut up! Just shut up!
Oh, knock it off! I'm trying to sleep in here!
Keep your voice down, Jackie.
Why should I?
Because you're not the only person in the world. You can't just think about yourself all the time. There are others.
Look, I want you to level with me now. What are you? No more fancy talk. What's all this alter ego stuff? You read that in a book somewhere?
I think you know what I'm talking about.
All right, you're part of me. I give you that. I ain't dumb, you know.
No, you're not.
You're inside my gut someplace. Well, what are you, a conscience? Is that what you are?
You tell me.
All right, you're a conscience. So what do you got to say about anything? What gave you the right?
I haven't had anything to say about it until now. You never let me out before. But now I've got something to say about it. Oh, boy, do I. I've been waiting a long time.
I never let you out. Oh, that's rich. Well, look, buddy, you ain't got no invitation now. I never asked you to show up, did I? So you can crawl back inside and hole up on your own as far as I'm concerned. Who needs you?
You need me.
I don't need anyone.
You've always needed me.
Yeah, sure.
When you got out of the reformatory, there was a parole officer. Remember him?
What parole officer?
A very decent guy. His name was Moriarty.
Oh, yeah.
He liked kids. Had a bunch of his own. You always got the feeling that when he tried to do things for you and straighten you out, it was because he had kids of his own. And but for the grace of God, you might be one of his.
Jaw. No wonder I kept you locked up inside. You really know how to talk my ear off. You're walking on your lower lip all the time. Well, I still say, who needs you? I'm asking you, what do you want from me?
Don't you know?
No, I don't. I'll tell you what I do know. I gotta go out and do a job. I gotta go knock off some old gleep in a bar on 38th Street, and if I don't do it by 2 a.m., you're gonna be able to take what's left of me and scrape me off of the wall with a spoon and dump me in a cup. I gotta get going. I ain't got much time left.
Correct. You don't have much time at all.
I'm telling you, you better get out of my face or I'll smash up this mirror and you'll be all over the floor. I'll do it, too. What's the matter? Don't you think I can?
You're not listening to me. You've never had much time. Moriarty tried to help you when you got out of the reform school, but you didn't have time then either.
Get off my back.
You had a moment when you could have listened to him and paid attention in that moment, or you could have done what you did. Join another gang. It was your choice. It was always your choice. And 6 months later, you were in jail again, only this time it was for real, and Moriarty couldn't help you any more than that girl Janie Reardon could.
Janie Reardon? I remember Janie. She was a nice kid.
She was more than that. She was beautiful, inside and out, and she tried her best to set you straight.
What do you know about her?
I loved her, Jackie. Did you know that? I love Janie Reardon.
You? You love Janie Reardon? Why, you're nothing but a piece of glass. You're me in the mirror. How could you love anybody? How could you love anything?
Oh, I could love. I could love deeply and intensely. I loved her, and I tried to get you too. But you were too busy. You graduated from the street gang. You moved up fast, didn't you?
I sure did.
You got mixed up in an extortion racket, shaking people down, parting them from their hard-earned money. Real sweet. You were a big shot, huh, Jackie? Still trying to prove something. And what did you prove that time?
I proved plenty.
You proved you were the #1 patsy of the world. You were the expert in bag holding. It was 2 years in a penitentiary after that one, wasn't it, Jackie? And when you got out, Janie Reardon had got married to a regular guy and moved away. She walked out of your life, Jackie. Out of our life. You cheated me out of her.
I don't care. I didn't care then and I don't care now. Dames, I can take or leave.
Dames you can take or leave. That's a statement for the press, isn't it? Can I quote you on that? A real fond sentiment. Except for one thing. It isn't true.
You calling me a liar?
You'd love to have a girl, wouldn't you? Somebody sweet and pretty. Somebody who'd stay with you and love you in return and be kind and gentle with you. You could have had that. Maybe you still can. The question is it too late?
Why don't you knock it off? Will you do that? Will you knock it off right now?
If you say so.
What do you want from me? I'm asking you a question. What do you want from me?
Calm down, Jackie. Have a smoke. Here, want one of mine?
Stop blowing it at me. Are you going to answer the question? I'm still waiting.
Well, it's pretty simple, really. I want to take over.
What?
I want to be John Rhodes. I want to be all the instincts you buried inside. I want to be what's left that's still good in you. The decency that you never let show. I want to be the courage you left behind. I want to be all the dreams you ever dreamed but never had the guts to live.
Fat chance, Buster. Big fat chance. I can walk out and grab a sandwich anytime, do anything I want.
Can you?
But you gotta stay in the mirror, and that ain't no statement for the press either. That's the goods. That's the ever-loving goods.
You've had your chance, and look what you did with it. You blew it. Now it's my time, my chance. By the look of things, I'd say you need me to be the man for a while.
Oh, yeah? I don't just talk the talk. I can walk the walk. I can go out and knock off an old man and cut me some nice cabbage for my trouble anytime I want to. And nobody's going to tell Jackie Rhodes what to do or how to act or what to feel, not you or anybody else.
Then why haven't you done it?
What are you talking about? There's still time.
Who's that, Jackie?
How do I know?
Don't you? Are you sure? Or did you forget? Maybe you wanted to forget.
I didn't forget nothing.
Then answer it. Go ahead.
Shut your trap for a minute. Let me think. I gotta think.
You know who it is, don't you, Jackie? Don't you? Go ahead, answer it.
Okay. Yeah, George. Yeah, you just called me on the way out. I was just leaving. Yeah, George. Sure. Honest, I'm on my way out. Sure, George, I know what time it is. I'll see you right here at 2:30. Sure. Sure, George. Yeah, I got it. See you then.
Still think you need the gun, huh?
Sure, I need it. I got a job to do. Get out of my mirror. I want to see how I look.
Doesn't make any difference, Jackie.
Sure it does. Man's got to look sharp. Nobody thinks he's a bum or nothing.
Nice tie. But you don't need that either.
Oh, yeah?
You're not going anywhere.
No.
You know why, Jackie? Because this job of yours, this killing, this last decision in a long line of dirty decisions, this is one I want to make.
Back off.
Jackie.
What?
Look at my face. You know these eyes. I said look.
Okay, I'm looking already.
What do you see? I'm not kidding, you know that. You can tell. I want out now, Jackie. I want to take over. I want to help us. I want to get a decent job and make some friends.
I got a job and I got friends.
Yeah, but what kind?
I got everything I need.
You got nothing, only an ache inside, no friends, and no honor. You're nothing.
Knock it off! Hey! How'd you do that? I told you. It's time for me to come out. Now, what do you think you're doing? Where are you going? I'm going to take care of business. Oh, man, you don't know how good this feels. You can't! You can't do that! I just did, and I'm going to do a whole lot more before the night's over. I'll stop you. Wait! How come I can't get out of this? Mirror? Because that's where you live now. Inside me for a change. Better get used to it, tough guy, just till I get back, okay? See you in a while. 38th and Lex. You know where that is? Yeah, I know. Don't forget the gun. I didn't forget it. But it's right here in front of me on top of the dresser. I don't need it.
Get up, little man. I said get up.
Hi, George.
I'm gonna take your skin off foot by foot.
You are?
Nobody went to the old man's bar tonight, Jackie. Nobody at all.
That right?
That's right. At last report, he was extremely healthy. Thanks to you. Thanks to you, you raunchy little welcher.
Easy, George. Don't get your blood pressure up.
I don't like your attitude. After all I've done for you. Given you another chance, and another, and another. And what do I get in return? No gratitude. Well, you just ran out of chances, buddy boy. Your extra time's all used up. Now I'm gonna take it out of your hide. What do you think of that?
I don't think anything.
You know, Jackie, it's nothing personal. It's just business. I like you. I always liked you. That's why I tried to cut you a break. But now, you think that if you keep your trap shut, I'll forget about it and it'll go away. Is that what you think?
No.
Speak up. I can't hear you. What do you got to say for yourself, Crumb? Huh? What?
What have I got to say for myself, George?
That's right. And make it good.
Very little. I have very, very little to say for myself. Not much at all. Just one sentence. 2 words, really. I resign. That's it, George. I resign.
What? You what?
I said I resign. You know what that means, don't you, George? It means quit. Walk out.
You're not walking anywhere. When I get through with you...
Throw in the towel. Toss in your cards. Retire. I like the sound of that one. Well, that's me. I'm retired as of, let's see, 2:42 a.m.
Why, you...
Oh, you can have your gun back, too. It's right there where you left it on the dresser.
I never figured you to be that much of a sucker, Jackie. Now that I've got my gun back, what do you think I'm going to do with it? Or did you even think that far?
Yeah, I thought about it.
And?
And I figured you'd try to make me eat lead.
Well, you got that much right.
Of course, I took the liberty of removing the bullets first. Guess you want them back now, huh? Well, they're right here in the wastebasket. Here, let me give them to you.
Oh. Good kid. I didn't think you had it in you.
Neither did I.
Come on, Jackie. Let's see what you got.
Why not? I already know what you got, and it's not much. I've seen your kind before, on the playground, in dark alleys, in the joint. You're a bully, George. The kind who pushes little kids around and rolls drunks and knocks over mom-and-pop stores when they're too old and weak to stand up to you. But as soon as somebody does just once, you turn tail and run, don't you? Sure you do, 'cause you're chicken, George. You're the real chicken. Otherwise, you wouldn't worry about keeping everybody down in case they're stronger than you. You couldn't stand that. You can dish it up, but you sure can't take it.
What are you gonna do now, Jackie? Be the big man on the street? Go ahead. Let's see how long you last.
Oh, I'll last, George. Longer than you, a lot longer. I'll still be alive. I'll be walking around in the park feeding the squirrels while you're doing 25 to life in Sing Sing. That's gonna be tough, George. Real tough for a punk like you. Now get out and don't let me see your sorry face again. You give the desk man what I owe him on your way out, for the time I spent waiting for you in here.
See you in hell, Jackie.
Wrong, my name's not Jackie, it's John. That's Mr. Rhodes to you. And don't forget it. I'm the one who just changed your life permanently for the worse. Hello, desk. This is Jackie. This is John Rhodes. That's right, room 14. I'm checking out. No, for good. I'm not coming back. No, as a matter of fact, nothing is all right. The room is too hot, too small, and too dirty. It's just a thing for bums, but not for me. Hey, Jackie. John. We're John now. That was really slick. You liked it? I saw the whole thing from the mirror. It felt great. It did, didn't it? Well, let's hope we don't ever have to do it again. So, what do we do now? Now? We go look for a real job. We get it together. We stop biting our nails and we start living a life. Oh, and you can come out of there now. Thanks. Ready? I guess so. Then, let's get gone.
Exit Mr. Jackie, make that John Rhodes, age 34, about to carve himself a nicer and more acceptable piece of life. And while we do not offer this story as the norm or the rule, there is a school of thought that says there really are two people in each one of us. And so, for the gentlemen out there, a word to the wise, mind who you're shaving tomorrow morning. If you nick yourself and the mirror yells, ouch, you may have just checked into the Twilight Zone.
Hi, this is Carl Amari, producer of the Twilight Zone radio dramas. I'd like to take a moment to tell you about our official website at twilightzoneradio.com, where you'll get the latest news and information on these Twilight Zone radio dramas. Plus, at twilightzoneradio.com, you can digitally download 3 free episodes or any of our episodes for only $1.95 each. In this age of ever-changing technology, we've decided to make these episodes instantly available to you by making the Twilight Zone radio dramas a digital download-only series. This means that this series will no longer be offered on CD. The CD collections at our website are now being offered, while supplies last, at buy one, get one free. So be sure to get your favorites before they're sold out. Be sure to visit us often, and I'll see you in the zone.
A Nervous Man in a $4 Room, starring Adam Baldwin with Stacy Keach as your narrator, was adapted for radio by Dennis Etchison and based on a script by Rod Serling. Heard in the cast were Turk Muller and Carl Amari. To learn more about the Twilight Zone radio dramas and to obtain audio cassettes and CDs of these programs, visit our website at twilightzoneradio.com. The producers of The Twilight Zone wish to thank CBS Enterprises, Carol Serling, Dennis Etchison, Dick Brescia Associates, Claire Simon Casting, Terry Jennings, Don Longo, the American Forces Radio and Television Service, our sponsors, and our radio affiliates for helping make this series possible. This copyrighted radio series is produced and directed by Carl Amari and Roger Wolski for Falcon Picture Group. Doug James speaking.